Hey everybody, I thought I would come on here and give you a little tour of the pencils I've been collecting. Some I've had for well over 10 years. I've been coloring a long time, but like I took a huge span of a break. My Prisma pencils, for instance, I've had those for well over 10 years. And my Arteza, I've had those, I want to say about 8 years, because I bought those when we lived in Idaho. And I love the Arteza pencils. But what we're going to focus on today is Castle Art. I have a few sets of Castle Art. So I'm going to take you down and we're going to take a look. I have to bring it up a little bit. So these are my Castle Art. I have the pastels. It's a 48 set. And Harmonious, that's a 72 set. And then I have to turn them around. The gold. These are beautiful pencils. I haven't used my pencils a lot yet, but I will be in my next few videos. We're going to focus on Castle Art because I have them, and so then I have the premium soft touch colored pencils from Castle Art as well. That's these right here. So we'll be focusing on these. I do have Staedtler, Black Widow, Color, and Derwent. I have Derwent's Chromaflow. And then I have Prisma. Yeah, I have a pencil problem. I have a pencil problem. I love pencils. And, you know, if there's a collection out there, I'm collecting them. Keyword collecting. Let's focus on the gold for now. And then, so I'm going to, and this is how I store. Oh, I can't turn this. I need to work on my cart some. I have this bigger cart. I have this bigger cart. I bought this at Michael's a couple years ago. I think they still have it. And this is where my pencils live, most of them. I have a thing here for some alcohol markers. I haven't put the markers in yet. And we're not talking about markers because I have a lot of markers. I love my markers, alcohol markers. But we're going to focus on those. And I just bought these a few weeks ago. I want to focus on those too in a video. The Ohuhu Halawa. I can't say that. But they are oil-based. Most of my pencils are wax-based. So I'm going to slide that back there. It just sits right next to my color books. My coloring books live. Let me see if I can turn this. My coloring books live in there. So that's my coloring corner. And then I have a printer around the corner that prints. It's a laser printer. And I print on 65 and 80 pound, and I think 85, depending on what I'm coloring. Yeah, I have the color bug pretty bad. I can't even begin to tell you all of what's in my collection. I have acrylic paint pens. I have a few Copics. These are my Copics. I'll show you my Copics. This is my collection of Copics. That's all I have of those. They're spendy, and I like to buy them open stock so I can pick what I want. And I haven't really been around a place where I can do that. Open stock. I have to find an art store. I know that Michaels sells them. And maybe I should watch for sales. I don't know. At Michaels for Copic. I used to have a lot of Copics. I gave them all to my sister because I had stopped coloring with them. I had switched to another brand. They turned out to be a terrible brand. I hated them. I'm not even going to say what they are because I don't want y'all searching for them. They were awful. But I did love my Copics, but they are pricey. So let's go down here, and I'm going to grab a coloring book, and we're going to color with the gold coloring pencils. I'm going to set these over here. I don't want them falling off my cart because I need to read. I'm going to grab a coloring book. I just got this book, Johanna Basford, 30 Days of Creativity. Draw, color, and discover yourself. Which, this really sounds like a great book. So, let's focus on such books. Habit Tracker. So, this will be day 1, and we can, She loves a cup of tea, properly brewed in a teapot and served in a pretty teacup. Add decorations to the teacups and coffee mugs on the opposite page. Use the designs on this page to add to this page. So that's what we'll do. I might have these books spiral bound because this is going to end up getting ruined. Let me move my keyboard. Bring in my pencil sharpener because I like a sharp pencil. Sorry. I'm trying to get back to getting my numbers under control. And I don't like my pencils to live in the tins, so I am slowly but surely going to add them to books, pencil cases, because these are, I don't have a lot of room on my desk. I probably should get a better, I could go to IKEA and get a bigger desktop. I might just do that. Okay, so we're going to color. We'll go ahead and use this pink colored one. This is called French Rose. Now remember, these are the Castle Art Gold. I should know whether they're, yes, these are oil-based, and it's 120 set. And you can get these already in a book, I believe. So I'm going to give it a little extra sharpen. Uh-oh. I broke the tip. And I'm using my little KUM, K-U-M pencil sharpener, and it's a great sharpener. I think I prefer doing my pencils by hand. We'll just do, let's see, yeah, we'll do this one down here. So this is a video series getting to know my pencils. I have collected quite a few sets of different brands, and now it's time, now it's time to color with them. I get hyper fixated on certain supplies. They're a little bit, I don't know if you want to call it crumbly. I think I bought a makeup brush to, you know, sweep. And I'm not sure where my brush went. I got it at Five Below, or maybe I didn't buy it. I don't know. I know I put it in the cart, and I put a few things back because I was trying to stay under a certain amount, and that was one of the things that might have went back. But I do have some brushes. I think I saw them. And I'll get them out and put them with my stuff here. I need to learn to use these pencils. I'm not very good at this. You could call me a beginner. So I'm going to try to build the color around the edge of the teacup without pressing. I still need to do a video for diamond painting. I just haven't felt good this week. So that video is coming. This poor teacup looks like a kindergartner colored it. I have to laugh at myself because when I say that, I truly believe that. Like a kindergartner colored it. Turquoise green, how about that one? We'll use turquoise green down on the bottom of the cup. I want to stay in the lines. And I'm going to use it on the handle as well. So what do I think of these pencils so far? Well, my question is, are all pencils a little bit crumbly? I haven't used pencils enough to know. I do like these. They are soft, easy to use. You can build your color. We're going to go back to this because I don't like how it looks. And I'm going to find out if, let's get a blending pencil after I add some more color. Okay, and then we need to add some designs. Maybe I'll do little hearts on this one. I'm gonna get my blending pencil. I know they're right here somewhere. I'm surprised they're not in my cart. I have a little glass with, oh, they're right here next to me. Boy, I tell you. I'll use my Prisma blender. All right, so we're gonna blend to smooth it out. I honestly do better with alcohol markers than I do pencils. Pencils are a lot more work, but they do leave a beautiful, beautiful clean my blender. Now I do have mineral spirits, and Holbein has something called Melt. I might try Holbein's Melt to see if I like it. It's for blending and giving it a smooth texture. I believe that's what it's for. You know, there are several different blending tools out there. I won't try every one, but I'll try some of them. Let's get a darker pencil and see if I can make it a little bit darker. This is Purple Light. I'm gonna give it a little sharpen because they're blunt when they come. So we will be focusing, let's see, this one is the Castle Art Gold. And I'll label each one. Ooh, that pencil's very crumbly. We'll just make this side a little bit darker than the other. This is why you need a brush, so you don't send the pencil in to the other parts of the, we'll go back to the blending pencil. I'm not exceptionally good at this, but I enjoy it. And I suppose the more practice you have at it, the better you'll get. Okay. So we'll add details later. So that's my gold. We're gonna put these back in their tin. And we're gonna move on to this is Castle Art. Oh, I can't write with that. Okay. I got a pencil. Castle Art Gold. And then we're going to move on to another set of Castle Art. We're going to use the Premier Soft Touch. Now, I can't remember how much these pencils were, but I'll look them up. In fact, I'll get my iPad. All right, so the Castle Art Gold, let's find them. Amazon. Castle Art Gold colored pencils were $54.99. And they're actually 39% off. So they're originally $89. So they're on sale. And I'm pretty sure that's what I paid for them too. And then the Castle Art Soft Touch The 120 set is $52.99. And you know, I don't know what these are, wax or oil. It doesn't say. I'm assuming wax. I purchased these February 28th. So, yeah. Okay, let's move on. We're going to color the next little cup. We'll add details later. That takes time. Okay, so these are some beautiful pencils. Look at all those colors. They're gorgeous. That's just the first layer. There are 3 layers in this tin, and that's a lot of pencils. I have Colora. I forget how many pencils in that set. Over 300, and I have a set of 180. They say that those, you know what, we're going to use blues this time. We're going to use a light blue. Let's see, this is a cobalt deep blue, and I say light, right? My little dish is from Hobby Lobby. I buy little dishes when they're on sale. Their bunnies should be on sale now. I might get one of those because this one's for Valentine's Day, but I just use it all the time. Oh dear. All right, so this one, we're going to do this one over here. I'm going to pick a couple colors. We're going to stick with, well, you do that one and a light blue. Okay, so we're using the Castle Art Soft Touch. We'll set them over here, get them out of the way. We're going to use Prussian Blue, Cobalt Deep Blue, and Cobalt Blue. So I've already sharpened one of them. Let's sharpen the other two. I like the handheld sharpeners a lot. My other sharpener eats my pencil, and I don't like that. I want to use as much of my pencil as I can before I have to buy a new set. Now, I don't know if these pencils are open stock, so we're going to start with the lightest color, which is Cobalt Blue. That's deep. And then there's a Prussian Blue. So we're going to do this one right here. So I'm what's known as a flat colorist for the time being, because I am a beginner. I will go back in my book and add designs. I don't know that we will have time for that today. And I'm not sure if these pencils have a colorless blender. I'll have to look. A couple of the sets, I think, have them. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the Color that come with them. I'm going to turn my work because it's very hard for my wrist to make that turn. We have to leave here about 10:30, so I have to get this video done. There might be a part 2 to this, which I'll do after I get back. By the way, I am feeling a little bit better. I think that spot, that gland is beginning to shrink. At least I hope it is. Let's move on to a bit darker color. I'm not going to use this pencil on the whole thing. But I am going to use it at the top. Okay, now we're going to do our shadow. Wait, it's the wrong pencil. I'm going to do my shadow line. Okay, now we're going to go in with our colorless blender. And this is a Prisma blender. And if I'm making mistakes, please, I would appreciate someone to tell me that this is not how you do it. I'm learning, so. Oops. Okay. I'm not sure where my eraser is. I'm just going to ignore that spot. blending. I'm going to add a little more dark to it. This is a long video. Well, I think it looks pretty good. We're going to use that's the darker of the two. So we're going to use this one for the cup handle. And there will be a part 2 to this because I have more pencils I want to test. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell. We'll go back and add some detail later. Take my eraser. So this is Castle Art Soft Touch. And I don't know that I see a whole lot of difference between the two. But then again, my eye is not trained for that. So, I will see you guys on my next video. I got to go and help my husband move his box from his old work to his new work. His drive was an hour and a half one way, 4 days a week. So that's 3 hours of driving, 10 hours of work. And then he's moving 5 minutes away from home, 5 days a week. I think they're 8-hour shifts. And he's off on the weekend. So that'll be nice. Anyway, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you in a little while. Bye.